Hi everyone, good evening, Jai Hind. I'm going to talk about three amazing habits which every parent should ensure is there in their children, particularly in this age group, grade 3 to 7, because this is the age group wherein the child is able to learn the fastest, is able to develop the logical thinking strongest, and it is this age group which ensures that if these habits are there, the child becomes problem solver for life. Now, one important myth I want to break, one important stereotype I want to break is that school marks are not necessarily does it means that the child is great in mathematics. Some students are very good in following procedures. Some students are very good in memorizing formulas and are able to apply them very quickly. But again, that does not mean they're good in mathematics. Mathematics is very different thing. Mathematics is all about solving new problems. If there's a problem which is new to them, if their children have not seen those problems, are they capable enough of solving those problems on their own? So this is what we call problem solving skills, which sadly does not get developed in a generic place like schools in most of the cases. I'm not talking about all schools, but again, in most of the places, the students are taught formulas, they memorize those formulas, they apply those formulas, and they get marks also. But again, please understand, good marks in school has no relation to how good or bad the child is in mathematics, right? So these are two very different things. So let's talk about the first habit. The first habit is to encourage the children to ask why. Now, this is where a lot of students, fail. A lot of students follow the instructions given to them by the teachers. They follow the method, they follow the theorems given to them by the teachers, and they do not ask why. And if they do not ask why, ये जो habit है ये बाद में भी चलती रहती है, and ultimately the child will be very good in following the instructions, but he will never be able to make his own rules, make his own theorems, solve his own problems, to solve the problems which he has not seen before. Right? So it is very important to make sure the child asks why. And it is not the duty of the teacher, it is the duty of the parent to ensure that whatever formulas, whatever things is studying, particularly in mathematics, he should know the reason. And again, if it is not being taught at the school level, it is parents' responsibility to make sure that they encourage the why, and they also answer his why question, so that this habit gets developed and it becomes a long lasting habit. एक simple example मैं जो हमेशा use करता हूँ is a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. For example, if we have a number like 865, if I want to tell whether this number is divisible by 3 or not, the simple rule is 8 plus 6 plus 5. Find this number, and if that sum is divisible by 3, the number is divisible by 3, otherwise it is not. But again, I can guarantee that very few students would be able to tell why this rule works. Right? So this is very important, because if the child is able to learn this, he will be able in a position to make his own rules. He will be empowered. He will feel confident. Right? So this is very important, particularly in mathematics at this stage, because बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स के अंदर भी why important है, but छोटी क्लासेस में ना 3 to 7 में the logical part of other subjects is less as compared to the logical part of mathematics. And हम formulas देके, हम बच्चों को procedures देके, वो logical part maths का भी कम करते रहते हैं, which should not happen, right? So this is very important, particularly at this stage. Students should learn to ask why, and if they're not getting answers to those whys, it is the parents' responsibility to make sure कि उनको वो whys के answers provide किए जाएं, because अगर एक बार ये आदत छूट गई और नहीं पड़ी, and so again it is going to be academically very fatal for the student. The second is allowing students and children to struggle and think independently. Now I see this a lot. So when I unmute a lot of students, the parents are sitting with them, which is a very good thing. And also in the offline workshops, I see that if I ask a question to a student, and if the child is not able to answer that question, and if the parent is sitting beside him, immediately he starts giving the hints, right? So this is something that we need to avoid. The children should be allowed to make mistakes and also to be able to rectify those mistakes. सबसे बड़ी learning जो होती है ना, वो तब होती है बच्चे को जब वो अपनी mistakes खुद realize करता है. right? So this is the biggest learning, and this is the biggest movement of learning that can happen to a child. So let him make mistakes and allow him to rectify his own mistakes rather than telling him or giving him hints that this is not correct, right? So this is very important, and this habit is something which needs to be inculcated in the students, because learning सबसे ज़्यादा important इसी तरीके से होती है, when you try to rectify your own mistakes on your own, right? So this is habit number 2 that you should definitely inculcate. Habit number 3 is introduce puzzles, chess, Sudoku, and mental maths. So when I say mental maths, there are a lot of help books of mental mathematics which you can always order. Secondly, जो NCERTs हैं, particularly NCERTs में, make sure that he is able to solve a lot of problems of NCERT orally, mentally, unless there are a lot of calculations involved. Now, यहाँ पर क्या होता है? Again, this is where I am totally against the schools that whenever a child is skipping the steps, they cut marks. Real life में, if the child actually wants to be good in mathematics, he has to skip steps. He has to make sure that is able to get to step 4 quickly and directly from step 1, and this is something which is very important, right? So again, if the school is not helpful, the teacher is not helpful, make sure that parents at their end, they tell their children that it is okay to skip steps, not in the school while writing the answers in the school, but again, when you're practicing at home, try to answer those questions orally, unless that question involves a lot of calculations. Sudokus, mental chess, playing, and thought puzzles. So thought puzzles is one thing which we do in our classes very regularly, and so again, and it should be followed by the discussions also. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि बच्चे को thought puzzle दे दिया and of course if he's able to do, well done. If he's not able to do, maybe try another. It should be always followed by discussion. Even if the child has been able to find the answer correctly, he should be given, and those correct methods, correct ideas should always be discussed. This is something which is very, very, very important and also missing from the school system. Now, one of the ways to develop these all things together is non-routine mathematics. So non-routine mathematics is something that is not directly related to the school math, but definitely helps in the school math. Okay, so non-routine mathematics का मतलब है answering of the whys. If the number is divisible by 3, the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So again, developing on this particular topic, right? So I'm just giving an example, is what we call non-routine mathematics, right? So and this is something which definitely helps develop the logical part of the child, particularly in grades 3 to 7, and they improve the analytical thinking and also builds the confidence. The second part and the best part is this non-routine mathematics always helps improving the school marks as well, because overall understanding of the school topics is much higher, because the child is always able to answer the whys which he has not been answered to by the school teachers. So these are the batches that we are going to launch. So there is a grade 3 batch which is going to start from 19th of June, and there is the grade 3 weekend which is going to start from 26th of June. You can see the class days. There is a grade 4 batch and there is grade 4 weekend. Grade 4 is going to start from 25th of June, grade 4 weekend 26th of June. Grade 5th batch is going to start from 21st June, grade 5 weekend from 25th June. Grade 6, 23 June, weekend 23 June, and grade 7 is going to start from 22nd of June. You can see the weekday, the batch days and the timings and teacher days. So if you want, you can take the screenshot of this. Okay. So this is, again, I'll explain all the grades in brief. So grade 3, again, as I mentioned, 45 classes split into 5 modules each. There are 5 practice tests, additional SOF preparation, because at grade 3 and 4 level, there are not a lot of math contests which students are, they can give. So, right, so SOF is one very common math contest which happens in most of the schools. Right, so this is one contest, and there are going to be other contests which we are going to refer, Math Kangaroo. Right, so these kind of contests we're going to refer to the students to give. Practice assessment every class, monthly student report, and of course the child will be provided with a student account manager. Start date is 19th of June for weekday batch, 26th of June for weekend batch. Class days are Mondays and Thursdays, and this is Saturdays and Sundays. Timing 7 to 8 p.m. for weekdays, and for weekend it is 5:30 to 4:30 to 5:30. Target examinations, of course, school math, and at 3 and 4 level, again, there are, as I mentioned, there are not a lot of good math contests. So SOF is something that will be providing the additional help with. The price is 10,999. The link to join is there in the description box. So, and there are 2 options available. That is a weekday batch and a weekend batch. Weekend batch happens on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, so these are the topics which we're going to cover. These are the 5 modules. So one is the number sense and structure. The second is arithmetic operation lab. The third is fractions, expressions and strategies. The fourth is measurement, geometry. We're going to introduce geometry and the patterns. And the fifth is brain power, logic and data reasoning. These all are independent of each other. For grade 4th, again the same ideology. The start date for weekday is 25th of June, Tuesday, Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. For weekend, it is 26th of June, Saturday, Sunday, 5:45 to 6:45 p.m. Again, the same examinations are we going to target. The batch price is 10,999 rupees. The links are there in the description box. For grade 4, the topics that we're going to cover is the number sense and operations for building stronger number foundation, factors, fractions and decimals, understanding patterns, parts and precision, algebraic thinking and number properties, building logic and structured thinking, geometry, measurement and mensuration, and the fifth is mathematical reasoning and data skills. Right, so this is grade 4th. Grade 5. So again, grade 5, we will be providing the SOF support, but again, the focus is going to be on this exam, NMTC, which is way higher in terms of difficulty. So these are going to be additional classes which are going to provide apart from the usual classes which we are going to have in this course. So weekday batch 21st of June, Monday, Thursday 8:15 to 9:15. Weekend batch 25th of June, Saturday, Sunday 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So apart from SOF, we will be focusing on NMTC. So this is the core concept that we're going to cover. Of course, the accuracy, the speed math, the logical skills are going to happen with every class. The batch price is 10,999. The links are there in the description box. The topics that we're going to cover are number patterns and operations, fractions, decimals and powers, measurement and learning geometry, percent, probability and brainstorming puzzles, and data, patterns and reasoning. In grade 6, again, apart from the core classes, we will be giving additional support for NMTC. Again, this is again a math contest which is of higher difficulty as compared to other math contests the child gives, and students learn a lot when they try to write these kind of examinations, because these are national examinations which all good students across India definitely write. Weekday batch 23rd June. It is going to happen on Tuesdays, Friday 8:15 to 9:15. Weekend batches on is going to start from 23rd of June for grade 6, Saturday, Sunday 8:15 to 9:15. So these are the exams that we're going to target: SOF, NMTC, Math Kangaroo, and of course School Math. The price is 10,999. The link is there in the description box. What we're going to cover here: knowing numbers and number properties, powers, roots and sequences, algebraic thinking, ratios and reasonings, geometry. We're going to introduce higher level geometry here, and symmetric. Likewise, for grade 7, we have 45 live classes. There are going to be additional NMTC classes. So NMTC is one of the examinations that we ask our students to definitely write, because it's a very prestigious examination, and they like all our students like writing this examination. It's a examination which is given by all the good students across India. Again, the start date is 22nd of June. It's a weekday batch. There is no weekend batch for level grade 7. Class days are Tuesdays and Thursdays, and class timings are 7 to 8:30 p.m. It is going to be taken by Praveen sir, and the price is 10,999. You can check the description for the things. Now, what we are going to cover in this, we are going to cover mental ability, number system 1, algebra, geometry, and number system 2. Please understand, number system 1 is different from number system 2. They have no correlation, although both are number system topics. So number system 1 will be covering basic fundamental of arithmetic, divisibility rules. We'll be talking about LCM, GCD, ratios, proportions, profit loss and everything. While in number system 2, we'll be talking about fractions, rational numbers, decimals, exponents, unit digits, and square roots and cube roots. Apart from that, we are also going to cover mental ability, algebra, and we'll be starting with basic geometry, which include lines and angles, important points of the triangle, which includes the clear distinction between the points like centroid, incenter, circumcenter, congruent triangles, quadrilaterals, and perimeters and area. Okay, now as I mentioned, there are a lot of students who are taking these classes, and we took an opinion poll, and this is what the students have told us. So 32% find it good, 25% very good, and 42.9% excellent. So this is a very good report from the set of students who are doing these classes. How do you find the child reaction to the classes? So we asked the parents of the students who are attending these classes already, right? So 3.6% say it is boring, 30.3% they're interested, 46.4% say they're very excited for the class, and 10.7% say it's a normal, right? So this shows a majority of the students are actually enjoying. So some enjoy the concept, some enjoy the thought building part, some enjoy the rapid quiz, that is the speed math part, and there is also a recall quiz that happens in most of the classes. So a lot of students are excited about scoring well in the recall quizzes that we happen, right? So it's a fully balanced course. As I mentioned, there are three important things. One is the core math, the second is the speed math, the third is the logical thinking. So again, you have to be, develop these three things very importantly to be able to be good in mathematics, and this is what we're discussing. Would you recommend others for this class? 92.9% said yes. So this is an amazing NPS that we are having in this particular batch. And these are some of the responses by the students who are already enrolled in these kind of courses. These are amazing responses, heartfelt responses. And these are some of the results of our students who've done really well in these math contests. So this was NMTC, which happened last year. So our students scored were rank 2, rank 3, rank 4 in India. Sub-junior was ranked, grade 7th and 8th. So Vihan was rank 2, Krish was rank 4, Rian was rank 5, Arjun was rank 6 in India. And these are other kind of activities, tangram activities and other activities that we keep on doing, right? So we give them mathematical problem to solve, and they, use tangrams and other things to find these kind of answers, which gives a lot of confidence to the children as well, right? So that is it, guys. So if you're interested, you can be a part of this amazing journey, and it is going to be a very exciting journey for the students. If they like mathematics, they'll fall in love with mathematics after getting enrolled in this course. And even if they do not like mathematics, they'll start falling in love with mathematics. I can guarantee you that. These are the links: grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7. And you can, the links to join these batches are there in the description box. You can click on the description box and get enrolled. If there are any questions, there's a Google form, there's a Google query form, which is there in the description. You can fill that form and our team is going to get in touch with you. Otherwise, you can also ask your queries in the comment section of this video. Take care. God bless you. Bye, everyone.